Hey guys, I thought I'd gone live 5 minutes ago or however long ago it was supposed to have started. But evidently, no, I was talking to myself. I looked up and it says scheduled, and I'm like, okay, I've been talking to myself. Good to see you, Francie. Y'all roll in here and let me know that you're here. Say hi. You never know, the person next to you may be doing the same thing that you are, and you may find a new buddy. Um, so it is very chilly here in Middle Tennessee today. We have, I think our high today may be 18. Our low was around 8 this morning, 7 or 8. Very chilly. Tonight we're going to be below single digits. So, not looking forward to my walk with the dog tomorrow morning, but hey. Good to see you, Caroline. Good to see you, Francie, Robin, and Linda. Everybody's rolling in. Good. I'm glad you all are doing better. Cindy, I hope all is going well with your cancer battle. I really do. I hate to hear that. Um, you guys, nobody's sending any questions. When it's nobody's sending any questions. Margaret, however, did send in a machine question. So I will go and answer that one. And then while we're sitting here, while you're waiting for that to be answered, then we will see what else we need to, y'all come and think about what else you want to share. -11, Linda. I'm glad I'm not there. I'm not looking forward to tomorrow morning's walk. I really am not. It has been super cold, and I'm just hoping I get to the airport on Thursday. I'm supposed to leave on Thursday. So, yay, raw. Let me go flip over. This is a machine question, and it is about using a twin needle on your sewing machine, on the sewing machine side. And yes, you can do it on the embroidery side. If I were doing it on the embroidery side, Margaret, I would be slowing my machine down. You're going to have to read the machine specs, I guess. What is that? Let me pick the. Uh, I don't know what happened. I froze. Hmm. Um, yeah. Cameras. Aha. Can y'all see me? I don't know. My husband is home working today as well, so he may have been he may have been watching a video. Whoops. So we'll see what happens. I'm sorry. Let's see if let me try one more time switching to that and see if it will pick up this time. So thank y'all for hanging in there with me. And no, that's just too much for it to handle. Huh. I don't know. Mm. Well, guys, you can hear me. I can tell that, but for some reason, aha. Okay. So I'm not going to be able to go over to the other camera. Evidently, this buffering thing is not going to let me go over to the other camera. But Margaret, yes, there is a way to tell when you're in Stitch Properties. Let me see if I can pull up a sewing machine um, item. He's texting me to tell me. He's texting me telling me I jinxed us because I just texted him saying, okay, I'm having a hard time. Let me see if I can find a picture on my computer here that I can share with you so that you would understand what it would be, what icon it is. There, okay. And I can't can't remember. Anyhow, on the sewing screen, at the top of your screen, I know how I can do this. I'm going to try it one more time. I'm going to try it one more time. If it doesn't work, then we'll forget it and go from there. And it's just not going to work. So let me go take a picture. Hold on. I'll go take a picture of my screen. Mute myself. Okay. So we're not gonna go there. But I do have a picture. I can show you the icon. So let me send this picture to, actually, yeah, reflector. And let's see what I can do. Okay, so reflector, me, screen mirror, desktop, and let's allow me. Yes, allow. Okay. So let me share my screen over here. Hold on, present. Share screen. Entire screen. Here we go. Okay, guys. So Margaret, do you see, let me get my mouse over here. Do you see that little icon right there? When you touch that, you'll be able to see a twin needle down in there. So that's where you find your twin needle. When you touch that little icon right there, that one right there, can you see where my cursor's pointing? That one right there. It looks like a pencil. When you touch that, when you go down a little bit, you'll see a single needle and a twin needle. When you want to use twin needle, you touch that. When you pick a stitch that you can't use twin needle for, it will tell you this stitch can't be used in twin needle mode. Okay. It doesn't gray anything out, but it does tell you, no, you can't use this. And I'll save you some trouble. Don't even bother going into character decorative stitches because it's going to tell you you can't use that mode when you're in twin needle mode. Okay. You're going to have to look in your manual for the size of the twin needle. There's a pack that comes with it. They are 7511s, and I think they're 2 millimeters. But they're HZ24BRs. So that's the best I can tell you is if you're going to use it, look in the manual and it will tell you what you're doing. Okay. So that's what I would tell you. And sorry that's the only way I could grab it, but that's the only way I could grab it today. So, I mean, it is what it is. We do the best with what we've got. All right. Let me stop sharing and there we go. Okay. Yeah, she was asking what size. Yeah, a straight stitch with that size. So yeah, okay, good, Patty. I mean, honestly, this is not something that I do a ton of. I've done it. I use it for decorative stitching down when I'm wanting to do something random, but I don't do a ton. Play solitaire for a while, not so much. I'm playing statues. Yes, there we go. Just freeze myself. Hopefully, it was in a really good position here. You want to learn how to turn an FCM file into an applique when you have multiple layers. I have to turn it into fill design first in order to remove the overlap. Yes, you would need to. Actually, no, you don't. Okay. Paula, I've done this a few times, but I can pick one up that I've done before. So let me go here. And okay. What have I got, guys? P11. Here we go. Scan and cut. Import. And then we're going to choose an FCM file. So something that has multiple layers. How about we do the bird right here? because it gives me a way to do exactly what you want, and that's remove a layer. Okay. So here's my bird FCM file. I'm going to come and grab the whole kit and caboodle, go to my shapes tab, and actually let me right mouse click and ungroup. Now go to your home tab, applique wizard. Here's your covering stitch. You choose what your settings are. Hold on a second. I'm a metric kind of girl. Y'all know that. Choose how wide you want your satin stitch. Usually a good one is about 3. 3 is about as low. 2.5 to 3 millimeters is about as low as I would go. You get to pick what you want. You want to replace, not add to it, and click OK. So all of your applique pieces have been created at the same time. You can then ungroup. Now, in order to make this work so that your layers don't butt up, you can take an undo. I need to come and move all 4 parts of that. So I'm going to select all 4 parts of that along with the 4th part. There we go. And we'll move it up. And the reason it came apart is because I ungrouped. And the reason I ungrouped is because personally, I would go ahead and stitch the tack down for the beak, but I would not stitch the covering stitch all the way under it. So grab your covering stitch, go to your select point tool, right mouse click and say split at point, and then delete that point. So now you have, if you look down here, your nose is a shape, your beak, whatever we want to call it, it's not really a nose, is not going to stitch underneath that, but the blanket stitch, excuse me, the tack down stitch would, so that you'd have a good tack down stitch, but you wouldn't have the bulk of the covering stitch. So you would then move this in the order that it would need to sew, which would be first, and these would be last. No, wrong way. That was right first. There we go. So now I have my bird. This is the wing. You can pick whatever color you want it to be. And the 4th piece of everything is the covering stitch. So let's say we want that to be orange. And then you can come in and add your detail. So you want an eyeball there, come in and add an eyeball. Okay. So that, I mean, that's the easiest way to do it. Let's see here. I'm looking to see what we've got, what these questions are here. So, I mean, if you truly want to remove overlaps, you can turn them into a fill, but what I just did is your easiest method of doing it. Okay. And how to adapt a design to embossed as per all the hype about the embroidery library. Well, you're going to have to give me a picture of what we're talking about, the embroidery library bunny. I have no clue. I have been totally out of it this past week. And I have no idea what group you're on to be able to tell you what we're talking about. But yes, you can turn designs into embossed designs, but your definition of embossed may not be what I'm thinking. So I'd like to see a picture. I mean, that would be one that would help. And Patty has some information on a twin needle for you here. Let's see here. Sandra has, yeah, I think it's a 2 millimeter space between the needles. So there you go. Go back and read the comments there, Margaret. You can use a twin needle in embroidery. It is not the finest look. I mean, honestly, unless you're doing just a row of stitches and you need to, it really doesn't, the way embroidery works, it's not the prettiest look. Have I done it? Yes. Many moons ago. You're going to want to slow your machine way down if you do it, simply because that's a lot of torque on two needles, and they can, and going through one thread path. So I would slow my machine down. It's not the best look, in my personal opinion. But like I said, it's probably been 20 years since I've done that. It was all the rage at one time, kind of like the running stitch designs are these days. It was all the rage at one time, then it went away and it came back. I mean, it may be coming back. I have no idea. Um, when using P design and you're digitizing your own design, you have a lot of blocks. How can you combine the same color blocks? All right, so they actually are combined. You're just seeing them in the sewing order broken down. So I'll show you what the deal is. If I come in here right now, hold on, and I color sort this. So let's say optimize sewing order. It's not going to let me because they're overlapping. What am I trying to say? Okay. I'm just going to manually move here so you can see what I mean. Okay. So technically, the first three colors are the same color. The second three colors are this. Oops, that one's the wrong spot. I got a little excited. No, I got a little excited. Who knows? The second three colors are the same color, and the next three colors are the same color. So although I'm color sorted, it's not showing me that. If I come up here to where it says show by color order, it actually combines those color segments to let you know whether you're in the right order or not. So it will combine and collapse them. And you'll notice there's my block. So if I look there, it looks like it's only one, but the plus sign, when expanded, gives you your different segments there. So it's under your zoom area. It's called show by color order right there. And that's how those go away. Okay. Does that make sense? All right, so it's hold on. You're one fiddle-dee. Hold on. Let me see if I can edit that so I can it won't let me copy and paste that. Hold on. And maybe next week. It's not letting me copy and paste that. Let's see here. Okay, not along the top or the bottom of the path. All right, so DJ. Fit text. So let's say you have a banner here. Now, if you don't want it on the top or the bottom of the line, I'm going to say we're going to copy this. I'm going to cheat here a little bit. So I'm going to copy this and paste it. And I'm going to move it down to where it's in the center. So we're going to arrange and we'll do middle. Oh, undo. Wrong way. Arrange and center. There we go. Okay. So now on the second piece, I'm going to go select point tool, and I'm going to right mouse click and split it point right here, and right mouse click and split it point right here. So then I should be able to get rid of this bottom part. So now I'm going to hide this just so that I don't have to worry about it. But this gives me that banner shape that we're looking for. and we'll turn it into a not sewn line. And so let's see here. Come to your text tool. So here we go. Grab both items, go fit text to outline, and then horizontal alignment you want to leave in this spot, but your vertical alignment you can put in the center of that line and say okay. So now it's running down the center of the path. That is the easiest way to do that. Now, if you want to move it along the path, you then click off of everything and pick up your text and move it along the path. So if I turn back on this, you now have your text. That path is in the center. If you don't like exactly where it is there, you can go back to fit text and fit text to outline, and you can change that to the bottom and click OK. So that gives you that option of kind of adjusting it, but that gives you the exact same path that you were working on. Now I'm going to hide that again, and I'm going to fix my watching text. So I would come and grab that one. Let me zoom in. And you can either drag it or that text tool. You can either click on it and I just want this one. Give me that guy. Okay. When you get the A with the left and right, with a line and a left and right arrow, that will let you move it along that path individually. Now I can also come in here and I can rotate this letter if I wanted to. You have some adjustments that you can make. So if you adjust one and after you're adjusting it, you feel like you need to fix the others, you can always come in and do the same thing for the others. If you want to change the overall kerning value, that's over here, and you would select everything at once. I tend to do one at a time or futz with them one at a time when I'm in this spot, okay? That's your easiest method of doing it. You can always adjust your path, just so you know. If you click on that line path, you can always adjust it as well. So if you like that better, and you may, you never can tell. All right. Okay. Let me see. I'm curious. I don't use my tablet or my iPad much unless I don't use them at all unless I'm working with Artspira. Because there's no need for me. There's no interface there. I'm going out of P Design 11 and it has the wireless transfer. So 9 out of 10 times, that's what I'm doing. If you can't wireless transfer because you don't have a good signal, then you can always send a USB directly in layout and editing or in design database, either one of those. So, I personally, I'm going wireless most of the time because I can send back and forth between the two instead of having to take a USB stick out of my desktop and over there. And no matter where I am in the house, my wireless works. So that's what I tend to use the most of. All right. So Anne, I'm gonna see if what I'm thinking is what you're talking about. I won't swear that we're talking apples to apples, but I'm gonna try that. Like I said, the only reason I use my tablet is if I'm using Artspira, because nothing else that I have works in there. My programs don't work there. Artspira is the only program that I have that works there. So that's the only, I take that back. If I wanted to use Canvas Workspace Online, I could go there. And if I wanted to use the cloud edition of BES, I could go there. All right. So, Anne, I'm going to pretend like I know what you're talking about. And if this is not what you're talking about, let me know. I'm going to put a background shape on here. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to add an outline shape of a rabbit head. Just pretend like you understand that. All right, let me change this to something else. We'll change it to yellow so you can see two different colors. And usually we don't want this one filled. We want it as an outline. So let me hide that. There we go. So I'm going to make that a triple stitch. Now I can turn this back on. Okay, so the key thing is first, you got to set hole sewing. So, I mean, there's probably a pretty easy way to do this today. There is a super easy. I'm making this harder than it has to be. We're going to make this not sewn, and we're going to turn this into an outline. Okay. And the reason I'm doing it this way is so that I can put in a background fill right here, and it cuts that out automatically. So we're going to do background fill. I'm going to click right there, and we're going to touch next. You can choose any of these. We're just going to go with decorative fill because I'm going to change it when we're done. And then just say OK. So basically what I've just done is I've set a hole in that area. Now from there, I would come in here and I would change this to a motif stitch. Let's change the color so you can see what the heck we're doing. How about we go with green? And then I would pick motif number, which is the one I like. This one right here, motif 31 is a good one for that. And I usually maintain aspect ratio and make it about 3 millimeters. All right, 4 will probably be good. And there you go. You have your embossed lettering, your embossed item. So that is the easiest way possible to do it. You can have it all in one color. You can have it all in 2 colors. You can put whatever shape you want around it. But by doing it with a background fill, what I cheated, okay? I set hole sewing. So, I mean, let me see here. Can I delete that? Yes. So then you can come in and turn your outline on this. And now pick what you want. You can turn it off on this part. It just gives you that capability of futzing with it. Okay. Now, what I shortcutted that you didn't realize was if I had done the same thing, the normal way that we would do it in other versions. Oh, I want that a zigzag. We'll make it. There we go. Not so. So here's my bunny. In previous versions, in order to get rid of that fill, I would need to have it sewn. So I didn't need to say sew up. I'd come and grab it all, and I would have center aligned it. And I would have done that with the other one as well. I just didn't. Modify overlap, set hole sewing, and then come in and turn off the fill stitch. So you can do it either way. The way that I just did will work in any version. The way that I did first will only work in 10. So it all depends on whether you want to have to set hole sewing or if you're okay with just doing the background fill for it to flush it around it. Personally, I kind of think the background fill is an easier route to go, but because you don't have to learn set hole sewing. Okay, guys, any other questions? Yeah, I had a hot flash while we were going, so sorry. Is that what you were talking about, Anne? Let me know. Coco. What worked, Coco? Okay. Yes. Okay. There you go. All right. Good, Anne. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a hard technique. It really is super simple. You could use cross stitches. You could use the motif tends to work better. So sometimes I will, that, yes, it would work with a regular design. Okay, so here's the deal. The first one that I did will work with a regular design. So if I came in here, the first technique, let me find a design. Okay. I'm going to pick a different shape just for the heck of it this time. Now, the first technique will work for either, if I come and grab, let's come and grab the whole thing. Let's arrange it center and middle. Now, if I touch background fill and I tap in there, touch next, and then just say okay, because we really don't care. It's not critical that it be the perfect item. You could do it with a decorative fill, of course, if you want to. But I do think the motif stitches tend to work better. And if I go pick my motif stitch, you can pick this one right here, the number 31, tends to work really well. But if you don't like that one, you can certainly pick another one that crisscrosses or make your own. That one just does a really nice job of tapping everything down. Okay. Number 31. Now, so that works on everything. And I would personally delete this oval after I've done it. So let me select it, delete the oval, and then you can turn on your outline around the outside edge. Just not this one. Okay. But you can also do this in a different version. You just have to do it a little bit differently. Even though I'm using 11, just so y'all know, the technique that I'm about to show will work in 10. So you do have this capability. Why is it not? Thank you. Wasn't giving me my object that wasn't sewn. Okay. So if I am in 11 or next, okay, I'd have to do it a slightly different way. You would come and grab your shape, whatever your base shape that you want to do it in, first of all, and then highlight everything, arrange it. Okay, so now we're arranged. I'm going to move this on top. I'm going to select that piece and go to my Home tab. There is this thing called an embroidered patch wizard. You need to turn on the embroidered patch wizard, okay? So then you just determine how far away you want it to be from your original pattern. I usually take it down to as low as it'll go, which is 1. And then you can come in and you can turn on that fill stitch. After you've turned on the fill stitch, you now have a fill and a background fill. Hold your control key down and select those 2 parts. Select them, go to your Home tab, modify overlap, set hole sewing. Then you can turn off these stitches. Change them to not sewn. In P Design, next, your not sewn looks different than this. It'll have a little um, it doesn't have the word not sewn. I think it's just a little line through. Hold on. Let me see if I can say. There's a little line through this. It's a little zigzagged stitch looking line. Okay. Can I explain the point selections? Yes, I can. Point selection. Let's just come here. All right, we have a rectangle. Rectangle with a running stitch. And I'm going to come over here to the corner. And we'll select the point. If I click on that point right now, it is a straight point. Okay? And that means it's straight on both sides. There's no curve to it. If I want to change it to a curve, it will automatically change to a curve and it bops out on both sides. Okay? Those are your little wings. So right now, if I move one, the other one moves. This is symmetry, with the exception of the distance. So let me change it. Let me make one really long and the other. So if I right mouse click on this and I say to symmetry, now both sides, when I shorten one side up, the other one shortens. It's just a way of modifying an angle. If I want it to smooth instead, which was what I had originally, that's what originally pops out, I can lengthen one side without adapting the other side's length, but it still smooths that edge out. To cusp lets them move independently. So if you need to turn a corner that's not quite a corner, to cusp is your friend. So I want that straight and I want this curved, you use to cusp. So those are your options. And then when you want to, if you want something to go to a straight line, you say to straight line. But so once again, when you say to curve, the first thing that pops up is it's smooth. So if it's smooth, when you change one side, it doesn't change the length of the other, but it will adjust the angle. If I do to symmetry, both adjust the same amount on both sides. So if I'm shorten the symmetry, if I shorten it or lengthen it, they both do the same amount. To cusp lets you change the angles independently. So I can move this one this way and I can move this one this way. They are not dependent on each other. That's the way you turn corners and make rounded edges. Okay? Does that make sense? Any other questions? Patty? Oh, hello. Evidently, I must have gotten mail. Who knows? Yeah, I've about had it for the day. I've about had enough fun. My voice is getting tired. But if there's anything else, I will be happy to answer it. I'm trying to see if I missed any up here. And yeah, join us in the Education Connection. Hey guys, by the way, I want to see what we're working on. Nobody's been posting lately. I'm having writer's block, I guess, creative block. I need a little love in there. Need some creativity being shown up because I am having a hard time thinking of things right now. You have BES4. There's no upgrade for. I guess I'm going to say this. BES4 is the highest level of the BES software. There are power packs that you could add to them if you wanted to. BES Plus, BES Blue is not an upgrade to it. Okay, it's the base level of BES without the cloud features and without the wireless functionality. So don't buy BES Blue. Okay, you have the highest level. The only thing you may or may not have is power packs. And somewhere I'm sure I have loaded what the power packs do. Patty, did I put that in the education connection or is that on my Facebook page? I honestly don't remember. But the power packs are things that you could add. Um, I mean, Patty, you can certainly ask it here if you want to, but and I know that I have I know that I put the okay, so it's in the education connection. The features that are in each of the power packs are in the education connection. BES Blue is not a higher level program. Okay. BES Blue is the base level of BES 4 without the wireless connectivity and without the ability to add power packs and without the ability to add any upgrades to it. So it's a one install. So it's a one activation code, whereas BES 4 has two activations and six deactivations. So you can have it on two computers and you could technically move those two computers forward to three new computers as you outgrow the computer that you're doing. Okay. So you don't get as many activations in blue, but if you've got four, you don't need anything. All you need to do is add your power packs if you want it. Okay. So April, glad you could join us from Australia. And y'all let me know. So um, I'm glad y'all enjoyed it today. Hopefully I will see you soon. I'm supposed to leave for California on Thursday, but I don't know if we're going to be snowed in or not. Who knows? But my bandwidth is now down to a single signal. Who knows why? I am on a wired connection. Who the heck knows? It does not make any sense. So y'all have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay off the roads if it's snowy where you're at. Hopefully, we get unburied by Thursday because I fly out on Thursday. And I'm sure I will. I feel much better than I did on Saturday. It just, you know, it's the crud. At least it wasn't COVID and it's not the flu. It's just the crud, the all American cold. So, anyhow. All right, y'all. I will see you next week, next Tuesday. All if all goes well. Okay. I get home on Monday, and I'll see you on Tuesday. So if you have questions, please. Yeah, I saw that Joanne was sick too. Where am I going to be in California? I'm going to be in Long Beach. I'm going to be at the ISS show this week. So yeah, that will be myself, Alexis, and Sarah will be at the ISS show working together this week. So you guys have a good rest of your week. And if you're there and you're going to the ISS show, stop by and see us. Okay. We will be playing with some multi needles. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye.